and Parrish will not see any more action. Maryland has a chance to maybe tie this game with a 3. Sellers drives baseline on Moore McNeil, tries to feed it back out to Miller, and it goes out of bounds. Back-to-back turnovers for both teams. It's definitely been a sloppy game between both of these teams, but it's a testament to the great defense between the Terrapins and Hoosiers. No press will be applied for Maryland. Moore McNeil commanding the offense on the far side. Finds Berger. Berger has it screened by Garzone going right. Berger back outside beyond the arc. Feeds it over to Scalia. She's going to drive baseline. Swings it over to Garzone. Now back to Moore McNeil inside to Holmes. Holmes double team. Finds Scalia. Driving left. Throws up a wild shot. And it can't fall. Offensive rebound for Helms. And she puts it up and in. 5-point lead. Sellers quickly down the floor. Back out to Diamond Miller. She's going to fire her 3. Hits. Diamond Miller from downtown. Her first 3 of the night. 2-point game. Under 7 to go. Moore McNeil looks to Morin. Now she goes to action, screened by Garzone. They find Garzone at the top of the key. She loses it. It's a chance for Maryland to tie the game. They find Miller. Throws it up, and it is tipped out by Indiana. It stays with Maryland. What a sequence of events for both of these teams. Maryland has a chance to either tie or take the lead. Down by 2, 50-48. They feed it into Sellers. Back Miller for the lead. No good. Rebound goes to Moore McNeil. Moore McNeil quickly up the floor. Finds Scalia. Cross-court pass to Berger. She's going to attack baseline. Berger throws it up. Oh, and an offensive foul on Grace Berger. That's the 18th turnover for Indiana and the 4th personal foul on Grace Berger. You can see and hear the dismay of Indiana fans in Assembly Hall. Fans not happy with the officiating tonight. 3 team fouls for the Hoosiers. Terry Morin's going to have to watch herself here. Getting in the face of the official. Fans rising to their feet. Both head coaches upset at the officials right now. Play will resume. Sellers. They feed inside Alexander. Now inside. Diamond Miller for the tie, and she got it. Tie game at 50 apiece.
Indiana taking the serve, 2 points away from taking a set victory. Daphne, aggressive serve. Hudson, the big swing, it's out.
Tipped at the net though.
Oh.
And a huge vertical by Hudson. Just able to get over all of the blockers and just barely get a tip from those Hoosier blockers at the net.
And now Purdue is 1 point away from the set number 1 victory. They send it over. Hayworth over to Colheed. Big time kill! Indiana staying with it.
Colheed on the slide, just so efficient. Colheed's such a great attacker, and the slide play seems to always work for the Hoosiers.
And especially for Colheed. Colheed has almost mastered that to perfection. Corsellis sends it over. And it is out, not tipped. Indiana, 25-24.
Seemed like that one just missed a couple Hoosier arms.
As the Wilkinson Hall crowd rises to their feet, we're gonna have a timeout by the Boilermakers. And Josh, what an incredible first set this has been between 2 incredible programs. Indiana 1 point away from the set number 1 victory. Like we said earlier, this would do wonders for their confidence moving forward. And the Hoosiers with the serve. What do you think Indiana's going to do here out of this timeout?
They're a very aggressive serving team, and I would assume that they elect to go with an aggressive serve here. 1 point to close it out. They could maybe force a reception error on Purdue, get a free ball over the net, or make a tough pass. Maybe even end it on a service ace, but it could also backfire with a service error. But like I said, Indiana is a very aggressive serving team.
Exactly. And the Hoosiers have stayed aggressive on the serving end all year long, and I don't think they'll ever stray from that. But Purdue in danger or going down 1-0 here early in Bloomington. Alonzo Corsellis will take the serve for Indiana. The crowd on their feet here inside of Wilkinson Hall can hardly see the court. Corsellis sends it over. They're gonna set it up to Hudson. Sarame with the dig. Over to Saris, tips it over. Block! Indiana wins set number 1. Oh my goodness! Since October 9th, 2019, the Indiana Hoosiers take a set over the Purdue Boilermakers. Oh my goodness.
The 13th ranked Indiana Hoosiers captured their second victory of the season on Thursday against the Bethune-Cookman Wildcats. Start of the first half, Hoosiers up by 6. Tamar Bates will find Jordan Geronimo in stride for a transition 3. The 3 ball was finally money for Indiana in this one, but Chafino's go whip it over to Miller Kopp. Stuck on a double team, back to Hood Chafino. He'll find Bates for a corner 3, and Bates knocks it down, nothing but nylon. Indiana starting to break this open. Xavier Johnson, he's going to attack the paint, finds Kopp for a wide open 3, buckets. That would be one of 4 Kopp would hit on the night. Now on to the second half. The Wildcats looking for some offense. Marcus Garrett looking inside, and look at KJ Davis over Race Thompson and Trace Jackson Davis. But TJD would have the last laugh. Johnson's going to drive baseline, shuffle pass to Trace Jackson Davis, counted in the foul. Jackson Davis would finish off the game with 21 points on a 90% clip. Another look at this beautiful pass from the X-Man, and TJD just too strong with it, so he will put the Wildcats to sleep. Hoosiers improved to 3-0 on the season and will travel to Cincinnati on Friday to play the Xavier Musketeers in their first road matchup.
Agree. What do you got?
I got to go with Alabama taking on Tennessee.
A must watch.
The 3rd-ranked Crimson Tide taking on the 6th-ranked Volunteers. Tennessee has not beaten Bama since 2006. And I got to say, I think this is the year for Knoxville. I got Tennessee beating Alabama 35-28, and those goalposts in Knoxville should be scared.
Whoa.
Hi everybody, Cruz Martin and Hayden Smith coming to you from Simon Scott Assembly Hall in Bloomington. Final score of the Indiana women's team's home opener against Vermont, 86-49 in favor of the Hoosiers. A very impressive showing, especially in the last 3 quarters. Hayden, give me your thoughts.
Exactly. I mean, Indiana got off to a slow start right there at the beginning. Vermont played extremely well, hit their threes there at the beginning of the game. Then head coach Terry Moore changed the game plan just a little bit, honed in on the defensive end, and Indiana ended up forcing 23 turnovers. Now I believe they scored 39 points off those turnovers. They played an incredible defensive game, and that led to transition threes, and they were dropping all over the place. Yeah, Indiana got off to a really hot start. They were hitting their threes right there at the beginning of the game. Kind of cooled off there towards the end. I believe they had 7 of 22, so a little around 30%. That's where their average has been all year long. But let's talk about the second unit. Right there at the end of the game, they really showed up, and they got a ton of steals. Indiana had 16 steals as a team and forced over 25 turnovers.
And Hayden, tell me what stood out to you from this non-conference slate.
It's dominating, honestly. I mean, going undefeated in a non-con slate, that's impressive, especially the amount of ranked opponents that you played. You played Tennessee on the road, dominated there, and you played North Carolina here, who was a top 10 team, and you ran them out of the building. They've been dominant in the non-conference slate. I'm very excited to see what they do in Big Ten play, and especially whenever March Madness rolls around. They've shown they can beat non-Big Ten opponents. Can they beat the great Big Ten play? Yeah, it was great to see Grace Berger back. I mean, she was second in the entire game in scoring at 16 points. She had a really phenomenal return, and it's great to see her back, and especially Keandra Brown. She has not played all season long, and she's that scrappy player that Indiana really needs, and she played a really good game too.